Hey gang, Mocha Boy here. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in. So we're going to be covering something that I've wanted to do for quite some time, and that is practice base assessment. We are matched up against Clan Wolf's Law today, and we are in that first 24-hour prep day. So the questions are already starting to come through in the clan chat. What do you think I should do about base X? So rather than just type all of those recommendations in clan chat, I'm gonna go through my process of assessing a base and doing things like assessing trap placement, assessing high damage kill pockets and things like that, as well as looking at things like key defenses and what their levels are. And then we'll actually go through the process of planning, picking your attack, planning your lines, planning your deployment lines, and picking your flight lines, things like that. So whether you're using mass dragons, Balloonians, hogs, or giant healer, we'll try to cover all of those. Obviously not every base is going to be susceptible to each one of those attacks, but I'll highlight the ones that are pretty effective against those bases. So let's go ahead and take a look at Wolf's Law, starting at number 45, and then work our way up. And we'll do some commentary along with. Okay, just making sure this is working. Typical Town Hall 8 spiral base. These are very popular for a lot of different reasons because of the predictive funnels. But part of the issue with Town Hall 8s is that they only have so many traps to work with. So you've got a better than 75% chance of picking one of these three vectors and being right about it. Now, typically, what ends up happening is, and one of the fatal flaws of this design, or if you decide you wanted to try to hog this base, all you have to do to bypass all the traps is to deploy in two lines like this. Because then what'll happen is, your hogs will continue to go into here and then into the here, and then like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. And you'll completely bypass all of the traps. So there's typically traps there. There's usually a Tesla here, or that'll be a big bomb, but there'll be a Tesla here. So you want to bypass these funnels by just going straight in through the knuckles of the base. So that's what you would do if you were doing hogs. Now, since this is level 45, you'll probably end up going in here with mass dragons, in which case you want to clear these trash buildings and then send your troops, send your dragons in from there, and then rage right there, rage right there. If you've got a third heal, maybe keep it handy for right around there. You'll definitely take out the town hall. It's questionable whether or not you'll be able to get to the last air defense, but that's just the way the base works. So that's number 45. So let's take a look at number 44. Standard grid base. I mean, there's not too much to this. Taking a look at his clan castle, the lure opportunities are in the northwest and the southwest. They're pretty low-level air defenses, so I wouldn't be too worried about sending dragons in. This one's on the edge. This one's on the edge. There's not much protecting it. So even if you were to just do, an L deployment of dragons from here with the heavy deployment right in the core, they'd go straight into the center, and then you'll be good to go. Now, if you were doing hogs, there's nothing inside this base that concerns me particularly, except for these two pockets right here. So, oops. If this guy decided to do big bombs, they're probably right there, and there's probably one more right there. Now, what is unknown is where the Teslas are. Now, because I get the sense that this might be a farming base, so you probably have a couple of Teslas right there with some traps right in front of them. So, long story short, if you want to do your attack with dragons, you'll be coming in from that direction. If you want to do your attack using hogs, you'll be coming in from the top, because that'll give you pretty much a straight shot. Let's see, hang on a second. Actually, if you were coming in with hogs, you might be better off coming in from this direction, and then taking those three structures out, moving this way, and then moving through the rest of the base. You'll get a couple of leaks off to that side, but then they'll continue off through the base like this. So that's a pretty clean hog line if you decide to want to do that. So that's 44. Okay, so 44, symmetrical base, some predictable funnels. Pretty good defenses. He's got one exposed air defense up here, but two internally. This is a bad idea because typically all it takes is one rage in the right spot, and both of those air defenses go down. So one option for a Dragon Raid, if you were doing this, would be to do trash cleanup, heavy deploy in the center to start to move down into the core. Wait for your rage, drop your rage. Shoot, I keep pressing that. Drop your rages right about there, and then just burn right through those air defenses. Once you get all those air defenses down, it's game over and you're on your way. Now internally, there's some air defense. There's air traps there. Let's see, Tesla. Actually, no, this is a big bomb. Tesla, air trap, and then springs here, springs here. So if you're doing a ground attack, just try to blow your way through one of the corners like that. Okay, so that's number 43. Number 42. Another semi-symmetrical base design. Let's take a look at the lure. So yeah, centralized clan castle, not completely unlureable, but since this point defense is a little bit lower, if you wanted to, you could just send in a single giant to smack up against that wall, and he'll live long enough to dump the clan castle out, and then you can just kind of pull him off into a corner here, or pull him off to a corner there, and just beat him up. Now, as far as attacking the village, attacking the clan, let's take a look here. Typically, what you'll find with these bases, I see possibly one Tesla there, one there, air traps. I don't see too many spring traps, but if there are any, they will be. Let's see. Yeah, this one's pretty good. If you're doing a Dragon Raid, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You'll be doing trash, heavy deploy in the center, push through the core, rage, take out those two. Pretty much game over at that point, and then it's just a question of whether or not you can get take out that last air defense. But what will end up happening is, because most of the storages are down here, you'll probably want to go on a heavier deploy so that as the dragons turn the corner up here, they'll be able to come back and pick that off. So that is 42. Now 41. Yeah, very easy lure. He's got his clan castle out on the edge, so even if you just drop 4 or 5 barbarians here, there's really only 1 point defense. Just spread them out so that the mortars don't take them, and you should be able to dump that clan castle out pretty quickly. There's no room for traps internally, so if you decided you want to hog this base, that's a pretty clean line. You could go in through the top and then just go. Let's see, they'll come in through here, peel off, reassemble, and then continue on this way, and then back around that direction. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty straightforward as far as hogs are concerned. And if you were doing dragons, yeah, again, trash, heavy deploy in the center, and then just go straight for those air defenses, rage. This one might give you a little bit of trouble since it's just about barely in range of the town hall, so you'll want to maybe tweak this so that you go a little bit heavier on top, like that. So not so much maybe down here, but maybe heavier deploy up here. What else? So some room for air traps here, a couple there, some springs there. What I don't know is where the Teslas are, but they will probably be somewhere on the outside of the base. So I mean, there's a good opportunity there for a Tesla, maybe there, possibly there. All right, let's see. Moving on to number 40. So yeah, I mean, grid base, if you decide to hog this, there's no room internally for any traps. So, I mean, except for maybe this spot, which is great because, if you decide you want to do hogs, just come in from the top. But you're going to want to watch out for these areas right here. Now, what this basically means is anytime you run into bases like this, you don't necessarily have to deploy all of your hogs right away. You can wait to see where the traps are and then send in reinforcements, where you think you need to. No room for double bombs, so I would watch out for there, possibly there. maybe even right there. So just watch out for exterior big bombs as you're going through. Now, if you're doing a Dragon Raid, you know, this is a non-issue. There's only two air defenses that you have to worry about. You can take this one out without too much trouble, or even just leave it to the end. So, you know, you would come in from the edge, maybe even deploying 2 pockets, or you know, maybe save three to deploy here, but deploy your main force over here. So you got lots of options there. All right, 39. 39 semi-symmetrical base. No, yeah, this is a pretty symmetrical base. This is a pretty good base design. I don't see a lot of X junctions, but there are a lot of traps internally. So this is definitely going to be something to worry about. You're going to see a big bomb right there, big bomb right there, big bomb right there. 2 Teslas right here. Where would the third be? Third might be tricky, but there might be something in here, might be something in here. Just watch out for these southern approaches. They're always a little tricky. Not sure what's going on here, so you know, just keep an eye out for anything kind of wacky going on there if you decide to do hogs with this. If you're doing dragons, I mean, pretty straightforward. He's only got a level 3 air defense over here, so you're going to want to deploy heavy on this side. What you will be doing is you can do, I mean, there's really not much here. So, you know, you can deploy 1 dragon here to take these out, maybe 1 right here to take these out and draw fire from this air defense, and then just send the bulk of your army in through in this direction, and then rage, and then push all the way through. This level 3 air defense won't really give you any trouble. So just go a little heavier on top and you should be good to go. All right. 38. 38's a farming base. This guy hasn't come out of his farming base setup. So these are farming bases because everything is compartmentalized and it's expecting a ground attack. So, you know, typically what ends up happening is you'll punch into the core and then you know, have nowhere else left to go because there's just nothing but walls internally. Now, as far as luring this castle, he pushed everything out. So these bases are kind of tricky to work with because it takes a while to clear the trash on the outside. So if you're going to do a dragon raid, you know, you won't have to worry too much about these outside buildings, but you have to be very, very, very careful about steering your army. You absolutely have to make it a priority to take out these trash buildings and these trash buildings to break that chain, and then just push the rest of your dragon army in through that direction. So this is one of those cases where you can't just deploy in a line and hope, because what'll end up happening is if you deploy in a line, they'll start to wander around the edge of the base, and you don't want that to happen. So remember to break the chain. Just deploy 1 or 2 dragons, and then when those are clear, send the rest of your dragons in, and they'll punch straight in through the core. And don't forget the town hall. This is more than likely trapped on either edge, so there's probably 3 Teslas protecting that. Now, if you're going to do hogs, you know, pick a line. It won't matter. The space will go down. Just watch out for traps here. Watch out for springs here. There's really not much room for too many traps internally, so keep an eye for external traps. So. Okay, now base number 37. Really good design. I've seen these before. As I was looking this a little bit earlier. So let's take a look. Where is the clan castle? Clan castle's on the edge. That's a big mistake. He probably has a Tesla right behind there, expecting to see I don't know what. What's really nifty about this is that you can, because the clan castle's on the edge, you could just drop an archer right here, plinking away at one of these structures, and that'll dump out the entire clan castle. So you'll be able to get the entire castle out for pretty cheap. Now that's the lure. Now, as far as the base is concerned, you are going to see. Okay, so Tesla, big bomb, maybe a Tesla here. Hang on a second. Let me do it this way. Actually, no. So that's a big bomb. Big bomb. Maybe a big bomb. Tesla here. These pockets have me curious. I'm not sure what's in them. So just watch out for these funnels. Definitely spring trap there. Spring trap. What else? What else? So if you're doing a hog attack, let's see. You're gonna want to stay away from here. Stay away from here. You should be able to do a clean deploy in from this direction. Send 3 in to take this guy out so that the main force comes in through here, and then just kind of patrols around the base like that. That would be your line. Or, you know, just pick an insertion point pretty much anywhere. You just want to make sure that, like, the reason that this one is nice is because of these three structures right here. They separate these defenses from these defenses, which means your entire army will go in that direction rather than split up, and it's a little bit more efficient to heal those guys in that case. You're just going to want to watch out for these pockets here. Just be ready to, you know, be Johnny on the spot with the heals. So now if you're doing a dragon raid, this one's a little bit trickier because there's a lot of internal storages, so you are going to want to come in from this direction. This is the lightest concentration of storages, so you should be able to press through pretty quickly. Now, because they are, I mean, this one is definitely going to give you trouble because once you get to right about here, I mean, you're looking at 2,000 hit points, 2,000 hit points. You know, there's like 8,000 worth of hit points right there, just in that one line protecting that one guy. So maybe what you do is instead of coming in from the south, you come in from the, coming in from the west, you come in from the south, and make it a priority to take out this air defense. This one's I'm not too worried about. Once you get past the town hall, you should be able to punch through right to that last air defense. But that's you know, maybe go in with 2 rages and a heal, and you should be fine. So rage, heal, and then, you know, call it a day. All right. Okay, got another symmetrical base design. 20 troops in the clan castle. It's pretty straightforward lure. What you can do is you can do a giant into that wall to smack up against that wall. There's just this 1 point defense, and that should be enough to pull all the contents of that clan castle out. Now, as far as the base is concerned, let's see what's interesting here. We've got, I would say there are big bombs here, big bomb there. One of them is a double bomb, I'm not sure which. There are air traps. Let's see. Probably some air traps in here as well as springs. Yeah, what I don't see are where the spring traps are. There's not too much room internally, so they're either on the outside of the base or they could even be in here. So I would say maybe stay away from that tip. Now, if you do a hog raid with this, let's see, what is the best line? You are... Yeah, this direction here. So you're gonna, what'll end up happening is you can deploy in 2 strings. They'll consolidate right around here. Some will peel off and go in that direction. Some will peel off and go in this direction. But the bulk will continue on in this direction, split, consolidate, and then come back around this way. It should, I mean, that's what should happen anyway. Again, what I don't see are where the spring traps are, so definitely keep an eye out. If you deploy hogs, deploy 1, and then deploy the bigger force right behind them, just to make sure that you don't lose like 3 hogs right away. If you're doing a dragon raid, you know, it's a symmetrical base design. You can probably, let's see, he's got his storages pretty evenly laid out. But his air defenses are pretty exposed, so you could probably get away with. Let's see, what would I do here? What you can do in this case is just lightning bolt this one, and then send the rest of your forces in through here, and that should be more than enough to take out that base, and that's only because they're out on the edge. All right, so that's 435. All right, 35, another symmetrical base. Storages are pretty well positioned to tank for the air defenses. You've got this air defense here, tank, tank, air defense, tank, tank, small air defense, tank, tank. So in this case, Dragon, Dragon Raid shouldn't be too impossible, but there's a lot to clear out before you ever get to this air defense. So that has me concerned. It seems like the cleanest deploy would be from the northwest, and I would rage right about there, and then maybe drop a heel right about there. Maybe try to get them all to consolidate. Now, as far as the lure is concerned, yeah, there's only. Let's see. I would send in a giant from this direction. Sorry about that. I would send in a giant, or actually no. I mean, you've got enough room for, some troops out on the outside. Maybe sprinkle some barbarians right over there inside that trigger zone, and then you should be good. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is a base that I've seen a lot in Crystal. I'm surprised that a lot of people actually use this. It's a good base for a lot of different reasons, but it's a little bit tougher to clear out, to dump out these clan castles. Now, the thing to note about these bases is that they try to pick an obvious approach and then trap it. They'll put like a bunch of traps like right there. So you always want to try to look for the not so obvious lure. Maybe send in a giant in through this corner there. And even still, there might be something there waiting for you. So bring extra troops if you're going to try to pull out this clan castle. Now, if you were to hog this base, I mean, I've had great success with just sending stuff in through the top. They come in through the top and then just go straight into the core of the base and start taking out all kinds of, they core this base from the inside out. Because the defenses are heavier down here, you have more time to just get them into the core, wrecking stuff. But you could just as easily send in 2 strings here, and then just wipe out those guys, maybe send a little bit more in this string. But you're going to want to watch out for spring traps right here. There will be a Tesla right there. Spring. No spring there. Let's do that again. So spring, Tesla. Oh, and yeah, there's one other feature of this base. There will be a Tesla right here, possibly flanked by big bombs on either side. So stay away from that southern corner. All right, so that's 35. Oh, man. Okay, 33. This is yeah. So this is I believe a derivative of the Shuriken design. And don't let the gold walls fool you. This is a really good base design. And typically it is that way because there are a lot of defenses on the outside. Actually, yeah, this is a derivative of the Ringus design. See that? So that's your hog ring right there. Wow, it actually looks like a hybrid of the two. So anyway, I'm sorry. The reason that these bases are a little tricky is because they put the defenses on the outside, put the storages on the inside, and if you send in hogs, they have a tendency to do this. Go around the base. All the while getting peppered away by these mortars on the inside. But that's not the problem. The thing to worry about is these pockets right here. That, not so much that. So you've got double big bombs there, you will want to send something in to fish those out. So, you'll have to sacrifice 1 hog or so just to go in there and trigger one of those bombs. Now, it's possible. No, actually, yeah, they're up there. Now, the rest of the base is a little tricky because you'll find a spring there. You'll find a spring there. These are all the obvious funnel points. Maybe some springs right there. Maybe some springs right there. There'll be a Tesla right here. There'll be a Tesla right about there. And there'll be one more Tesla someplace else, but I'm not sure where. Maybe here. So if you were doing this as a hog raid, Again, you're going to need to sacrifice a few troops to fish out those bombs. But once you do that, okay, so to break this hog ring, the way that you do this is, yeah, this will work. You'll want to take out this guy with 3 troops, this guy with 3 troops, and then send everything in through the corner here. They'll take out this guy, and then just go straight for that air defense and then completely core out the base. Once you have the core taken care of, then it's just a matter of cleaning up the base. But you're going to want to watch out around here. You know, there's really no way to avoid the traps because the way the base is designed, the structures lead them into the traps. So there's nothing you can do except just go a little heavier on the hogs for this base. So it's a pretty good base design. This one, yeah, I don't know what to make of this. Going through the south with some dragons and then just clean out the base. Now, with one thing to note, and I did notice this in Crystal, these bases are interesting because what will end up happening is even if you send dragons, they're going to go this way. They're going to go completely around this base, and if you're not careful, you can end up losing all your dragons before they're ready to go back into the core. So, long story short is, if you decide to do this, send 4, and then save 2 to send in through the corner once you know, the dragons have made it up to about that point. And then you can deploy your clan castle as well as your remaining 2 dragons to just punch in through the core of the base. If you're doing this as a hog, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy lure. I would lure from this side, maybe a giant or some barbarians over on this side, and then pull them over into here. So yeah, interesting base. 31. So right, this is a derivative of the Shuriken design, and this is designed around 4 funnels. Your Teslas are going to be, let's see, where are they? They're going to be like here, here, and here. Your big bombs are going to be here, here, or here. My guess is they'll probably be up here, and there'll be one more bomb there. Probably nothing down here. I don't know, but you're going to want to watch out for these. If you're worried, you know, send in something to fish out those bombs, especially this guy right here. Just double check that. When you're sending in the lure, what I would do is, your best bet is to send in the lure to take, no, not that guy. Sorry, because he's just outside the ring. You're going to want to take this guy out. So then send 3 hogs to take this guy out. And, oh, actually, wow, yeah, so sorry, this is another Ringus design. So you're going to want to watch out for, you're definitely going to want to watch out for these pockets here. But there will be, you will have to break the hog ring here. So you will want to send in 3 hogs for that guy, 3 hogs for this guy, and then send in the rest through the corner. There will be a spring trap right there, so maybe send them a little bit high, deploying 2 lines, and then once they take out this guy and this guy, they will go straight into the center of the base. Okay. Ooh, okay, Tempest, good design. There's a reason this is as successful as it is, and that's because it relies on manipulating the AI pathing to make the troops, basically to lead the troops right into the spring traps. So typically what you'll find here is you may want to try to attack these guys, but once you get to, let's see, hang on a second. Yeah. Okay, actually, not exactly a Tempest-based design, but it's at least based on the same concept. What you will find is your big bombs will be right there, so you're going to want to watch out right around this wizard tower. One thing that you possibly could do is to save 3. How would you do this? This is tricky. 1, 2, 3. All right. So anyway. what you could do is you could send in 2 strings from the south to take out these guys. And one of the nice things about sending 2 strings is that you split up your force, and that if one of them trips the big bomb, you won't lose the entire army. For Town Hall 8s, all you need is like literally about 14 or 15 hogs to completely take out the base. The trickiest part here is going to be the lure. So you want to pick the easiest corner, which is going to be here. So you send in a giant. One of the things that you can do, you can send in 3 hogs to take out this guy, or 3 hogs to take out this guy. Actually, probably this guy would be the best bet because he's pretty low level. And that'll dump out the clan castle, take them out, and then, you know, once the clan castle's dealt with, you're pretty much all set and ready to go. If you were to try to core this dragon raid this base, you know, he's still in farming mode, so you know, just make sure you don't forget that. But let's see, what's the best attack line through here? It seems like the cleanest attack line is probably in from the northwest. So if you have a BK, you know, just have them clear out those trash buildings and then send all your dragons in a straight line all the way through. Keep your rages for right about there. Maybe a rage right there to hit that air defense, and then maybe 1 heal, maybe a 3rd rage someplace else.